Wabash Valley Prison in Indiana contains a super maximum security unit. Some of the state's most ruthless and dangerous prisoners are housed here. For its 2,200 inmates, the reality of life inside this prison is hard time. The prison's most dangerous and disruptive offenders are housed in the SHU, the Secured Housing Unit.
Get your refusal form?
These inmates are the worst of the worst. Prisoners who may have attacked other offenders or guards. Prisoners who refuse to follow the rules. For their trouble, they are locked down 23 hours a day in single cells.
As a nurse here in the SHU, on a daily basis, I can be faced with suicide attempts, drug overdose, and self-mutilators. Still shaking down, and I'll call you back, okay? All right, bye-bye. Shake Estes down again. He says he's going to cut himself by 2, so make sure you get it done.
For Nurse Marla Gadbury, there's never a quiet day in the SHU.
No, you're on close observation. You're not on
suicide watch. I'm still being watched, ain't I?
Every 15 minutes.
And for what? For what?
Well, you were saying you were going to hurt yourself, so we had to do something.
Now look at y'all forced medication on me. Y'all forced these injections on me. What you expect me to do?
Well, when they decide that you're not in control of yourself, they can do that.
I mean, I was in forced medication on me. Hang in there. I'm not as dumb as they think.
I mean, you know, if he's going to fly off the deep end and you don't know it, you could be the, I mean, you might not have done nothing to him that day, and, you know, he could lash out at you.
Make sure, got some pills and everything for sick control, make sure keep those things all right.
I've had feces thrown on me. I've had feces hanging out of my hair before. They throw milk, they throw feces, they throw urine. Anything they can get their hands on, they can throw that on you. They do it for different reasons. We have a lot of mental patients in here, psych patients. I'd say probably 50 to 60% of the population in the SHU, probably higher than that, are mental patients. They are on psychotropic medications. They have anger control problems. They get mad. They have no way of expressing it. They throw things on you. They cuss you. They try to pull you in their cell. Cardwell medication. No, you refuse. Poe medication. We try to put the medications in an envelope through the door here so they can't grab at you or get at you, because if you open the cuff port, it's easier for them to get their hands out and grab you. We do have chronic diseases over here, hypertension, HIV, diabetes, things of that nature, but the majority of our meds are psychotropics. Hi, Meeks. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Depending on their diagnoses, some of them are anti-anxiety drugs, antidepressants, things of that nature. So the side effects do cause them to sleep.
I've been in the SHU for approximately going on 6 years now. I've got a heart condition. It's called Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome. It's gotten worse over the last 3 to 4 months. I've had to be hospitalized. I've had to have blood transfusions, and I think that might be what the problem is right now.
Step back. Are they shaking him down then?
Let me get your vital signs and see where you're at, okay?
Mifflin. How'd you get this information?
Have you been arrested, like we told you to do?
Yeah.
Hey, on Estes, have you talked to him? He says he's got a razor. If we don't, you gonna shake him down?
You already did him in college.
Nothing?
No.
They shook him down, they found nothing.
We did. When you told us he was going on suicide, that's when we shook him down.
Have you shook him down since then?
I shook him down 9:45.
Do it again. Shake him down again, let us know. We'll call and talk to you. All right, well, we'll shake him down and I'll call you back, okay? All right, bye-bye. On a scale of 1 to 10, Poe, where's pain at? His heart beats rapidly, over 120 beats per minute. He has been taught how to decrease that by breathing techniques. Sometimes he doesn't do that. He likes the tension. Did you try to calm yourself down earlier?
Try deep breathing.
118.
But every time I do,
It's not really
I
tacky.
get real dizzy.
So you're saying you have chest pain, you're dizzy, you can't calm yourself down. What happened between the time you talked to these guys the last time and now that you're feeling so bad?
I just laid down. That's all I did. I did what you told me to do. The pain's getting worse in my chest.
Well, your vital signs are good. Your heart rate is not as high as it normally is. You're not short of breath right now. No? Well, we'll call, Dr. Joffrey's not here right now, but Kelly Kling is, and we'll call Kelly.
Ask her if I can get a shot.
You think that would help you?
Yes.
What do you want? You're thinking Thorazine or Benadryl? What are you
Thorazine.
thinking? Why do you think you need that?
'Cause I'm feeling real shit. Excuse my language.
I don't think it's, you're in too much danger from your heart right now because your vital signs are good. You're not
Your
short of
vital
breath.
signs are
You don't
actually
seem to
better
be in
now.
an acute distress at this moment. So if you're thinking you need a shot, we'll ask her.
Tell her I'm feeling edgy, real edgy. Something.
You just don't feel right. I'll let you know what she says, okay? Be careful walking.
7640.
Hey, Kelly, it's Marla. Hey, I just seen Poe. He's requesting a shot. I told him that he needed to take his Prolixin, his PO Prolixin. He said he's taking it, but he is requesting either Thorazine, Benadryl, or anything because he says he feels edgy and he feels sick and he just does not feel good.
I got epileptic seizures, man. I had seizures in the seal, and they told me to die in the seal, man. That's on everything I know.
We're back here 24 hours a day. We're locked up at least 23 hours of the day. There's nothing to do.
Hey, Johnny, both tell them how to give you bowls to eat food out of with your fingers. Yeah. They won't even give you a spoon to eat your food with.
Yeah, they won't give you a spoon to eat with.
They make him eat with his fingers. She's got the bottom trays right now. Bottom trays? I need top trays.
It's been a month. It's been a month since I've mutilated myself, and I still haven't gotten my privileges back. So, just one of the punishments of hurting yourself. I've got a condition. I think it's schizophrenia. I hear voices sometimes, and when I don't take my medications, sometimes I cut on myself. You know, whenever a chance rises. But mostly, a lot of the guys, when they cut on themselves, they do it for attention, so they can get medical care. You know, I use a razor blade or a piece of glass. Or one time, I shoved a piece of steel, big long piece of steel, with a point on it. I shoved it through the back of my head. It went all the way through to the skull, passed through the skull. And they said it was about a centimeter away from touching the brain itself. I think I did that mostly because of the voices that was going on in my head, the psychiatric problems that I was having at the time. Yeah, I definitely wanted them to stop.
Poe. Yeah? I told you to put your mattress on the floor.
Huh?
Put your mattress on the floor and lay on the floor, please.
Thank you. Right.
Now listen, I talked to Nurse Clean. She doesn't feel safe giving you any injections till we know what's going on with that, okay? Please put your mattress on the floor and lay on the floor with your head away from the stool.
My head away from the stool. I like that. I like that.
You know why?
Yep. Please, sir.
Sometimes when I go out, you know, when I pass out or whatever, sometimes I hurt myself, bust my head, cut myself, and I don't even realize I'm doing it until after, like right now, I'm conscious. You know, I'm fully aware of what's going on around me. The voices aren't an issue. You know, I can talk, I can function on a normal basis. But when I start doing this stuff, I'm no longer in that frame of mind. I go out there, and it takes multiple injections to get me back on track.
These prisoners have just 1 hour a day in which they can release all their frustrations and pent-up energy. Their destination is the prison gym, where an inmate can become an artist, a pool shark, a basketball player, or, most importantly, a strong man. Here in the weight room, these prisoners are preparing for an event that will determine who is the strongest man in the prison. Robert Bell and Rebel Givens are Indiana State Prison champions in their respective weight divisions. Their reputations are about to be tested. There's tension in the air. The competition for the prison's weightlifting championship is about to begin.
Real, baby. Real. Yeah. Where you at, Chuck? You want me? It's again, baby. Song. Yes, sir. Guys all ready? Let's go. The big boys is in the house. Nothing but champions. State champions, baby. Evil in the house.
Everybody's got to go down this end. They want to get a group picture of all you guys.
Representing for the handicap, stripe. Representing for the handicap.
We're going to start 123, 148, 165, and 181 class. The bigger fellows are going last, just like we always do it. We're going to do all the squatting tonight. We're going to do all the benching tomorrow night. We're going to do all the deadlifts on Monday night. Start warming up. First 3 classes. We're going to start in 10 minutes.
Lifting weights on the street is a little different because you got everything out there to be happy about. But being in prison, here it's in a very oppressive place, so you got to find ways to basically uplift your spirits and not sulk. So this is our hideaway here in the gym.
You know, when we have our bad days, you know, we'll just come in here and we'll release that pain because we don't want to release it on no inmates, you know what I'm saying?
What these weights does, they alleviate a lot of aggression that one could definitely turn outward toward another human being. It channels all of that negativity and all of that energy built up during the day of not doing anything. This is the glue that keeps us together.
Whenever I give you the okay to squat, my arm go down, I'm going to say squat too. Go down and come right back up. Don't wait on me. Only thing I'm going to do after that, I'm going to tell you the racket.
Now don't wait at the bottom. Okay, bar's loaded.
Here we go. Set it off, LL. Talk to it. Talk to it.
Getting caught.
Good eye. Here we go. Good eye. Right here. Look at me. Wait for the call. Squat.
Hit it out there, hit it. Hit it.
Racket. Racket. Racket.
I won the state champ this year in the 220 weight class, but it makes me feel good to be a champ.
State champ? I ain't the champ for nothing.
You got some of the hardcore dudes in prison, and everybody want to be the man in prison, really. You know what I'm saying? They want to shine and want the big name, But sports is what make you shine in here, not what you had on the street. People don't care about that. They don't, that's the same penitentiary stories that you hear every day.
Here we go.
Some critics feel that muscle-building sports like weightlifting make these prisoners more dangerous to other inmates and to the public after they're released.
Down we go.
Others feel that they don't deserve the privilege of working out.
Bracket. Good job.
I refuse to lose.
Good job. Good job.
All natural, baby.
Good job.
I like when I have to fight something. You know what I'm saying? It take a lot of pain away that I go through. A lot of stress, you know what I mean? That's what we do it for the love of it. For the love of it, yeah.
Squat. He's deep. Good job. Good job.
About a year and a half ago, the rivalry between the white and the blacks was pretty bad. And this time, they're rooting for each other. They want everybody to succeed, and I noticed that myself. I like that part of it because in here it's not white and black. We're all together.
That's the Holy Spirit inside me, baby. You know what I'm talking about? Don't look at Hank. Look at what God can do in any man's life.
He always gets fired up. He gets all the rest of them fired up too when he does that. He ain't even paying attention to everybody else. He's in the zone. He got them all fired up now.
Power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Hallelujah! 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 Jesus! Jesus! In the name of the Lord. Blessed be the Lord. Let's go.
5-7.
Just get your reps when he get through.
It's a technique sport. If you don't have your mechanics and your technique right, you could really be hurt. I've seen some guys break their backs on the street and in prison doing squats.
Squat. Down we go. Drop the depth. You get it. We get it out. Walk it out.
Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Get your rep.
This ain't my day. Ain't my day.
That's all you got yours, baby. This is step one. We got step 2 and step 3 to go.
We're going to have one more lift after this. As soon as this is over, I got to get you back to the house.
We talking about the Lord. We talking about the Lord. We talking about we going to do it. He here, the light here. He come to save the world. The sins of the world. He come to do it. Hey, Hosanna. Hey, Hosanna.
Squat. Down we go. He's there. Good job. I don't think I've really I've seen him get his. They're lifting for the Lord.
Good lift, good lift.
It's gonna be better. It's gonna be better tomorrow.
Yeah, we win in our weight class. That's the main thing, we
right.
just going for the all-time personal.
Monday,
you know what I'm saying? Our
Monday's
best,
gonna be the best.
Yeah.
Just couldn't execute those last 2 lifts, man. I had it, but it just rolled on my neck. I couldn't recover.
Yeah.
Because I felt myself here.
Yeah.
Coming up. But I just could have had to dump.
But you was up
It's too
higher
much.
than that. You was that far from locking out. Yeah. Yeah.
And we still got 2 events. We got the bench tomorrow.
Yeah, we winning on weight
And
class.
the deadlift is going to be the best lift. Yeah. It's going to be the best lift.
Let's go.
Prison gangs are one of the biggest problems confronting the facility at Wabash Valley. A white supremacist group, the Aryan Brotherhood, is a dominant presence. The gang often preys on offenders who have harmed children, offenders like child molesters and child killers.
If it was up to me, I'd wipe them all out. I mean, if it was up to me, baby rapers, child molesters, fags, and all that, you know.
Child molesters wouldn't be too popular anywhere, I would hope. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I think they should all be shot and killed.
This attitude was to have a chilling impact on child offender Jesse Anderson, who's facing 60 years in prison for murder.
I was convicted of murdering my girlfriend's little girl.
Child molesters and child killers, like Jesse Anderson, are regarded as the lowlife of the facility by the Aryans and other white supremacist groups within the facility. Jesse Anderson compounded his problem by presenting himself as simply a murderer and sought to affiliate in one way or another with the Aryans. When they found out what he was actually in for, killing a child, he was blackballed.
I usually don't come out the morning wreck, but somebody come in and told me that a dude I know was outside wanting to talk to me. I went out, and the dude, Kevin LeGuy, was standing there.
Well, LeGuy came over to E-House, had someone have Anderson come outside. They walked and talked along this sidewalk. They came along here. They continued on down to this sidewalk, and down by the Industries building, they met up with the other assailant, and at that time they began stabbing Anderson.
They come from behind me. You know, I didn't see it coming. They stabbed me 6 times altogether.
It's our belief from what we gathered during the investigation they meant to kill Anderson.
So I took off running, you know, fast as I could. I made it through about half of the rec yard before I collapsed down on my knees.
Emergency personnel arrived, nurses arrived, gave him first aid. We didn't realize how serious it was. He was on a gurney, he had oxygen on him, and we didn't realize at that time that he had a punctured lung. And also, we didn't realize how many stab wounds he had due to the fact medical had covered several of them to prevent bleeding.
These are the 2 weapons that are believed to be used in the attack. There's a piece of steel. It's approximately 7.5 to 8 inches in length. This one provided the puncture wounds we believe during the attack.
I got stabbed 6 times. One right here went in and hit my lung, which these right here were the chest tubes that drained the blood out. Right here, this long one is where they had to crack my ribs to work on my lung. I got 3 over here, 1 here, here, here. This one got my liver, which they had to cut here to fix it. I got 1 in my back there, and I got the 1 on my arm, which caused tendon damage and some little nerve damage, which has messed my hand up because I can't raise my thumb or my pinky to full extent. They're talking about going back in and reoperating on it. It was pretty bad when it happened. I almost died. Like, if I'd have been 5 minutes more getting to the hospital, I'd have been dead because my lung was filling with blood, my liver was bleeding out.
How are you doing today?
All right.
You want to get up here and we'll get you weighed? Have you had any problems recently?
Nah, not besides the 6 holes they put in me a couple months ago.
Right. No other complaints?
No.
No excessive bruising or anything?
Nah. Well, I'm a hemophiliac, so if I get bruised, it's kind of normal for me.
But you haven't had any excessive bruising?
I didn't know until later that there was 2 people involved and that who they were. I still don't know who one of them was. I don't know his name, but the other one they tell me was a dude I know named Kevin LeGuy.
I'm here for murder and attempted kidnapping.
serving a sentence of 110 years.
The other dude, he hung himself after the incident. The dude that they got locked up now, Kevin, you know, I've known him 5 years now. It's kind of nerving, you know, knowing that somebody known that long can do something like that. He's gave no reason why he done it, you know, so I can't say. He just...
Why would you want to stab Jesse Anderson? Was it because of his crime? Was that the motivation, or brotherhood, or what?
Let me say something, man. I don't want to talk on this tape, man. I'll be honest with you, I don't want to talk on this tape. Y'all can find somebody else to holler at now. No, just about anything, really. I changed my mind, man. I don't want to holler at y'all, man.
You just got to deal with it day by day, you know. It's always there, even when you first come here, even before it happens, you know. You always think, what's going to, you know, something might happen. So, you know, it's just, you never know.
I don't think that begins now that he's been stabbed. I believe that Jesse Anderson's been looking over his shoulder every day since he came into the Department of Corrections. Why? Because he knows what time it is. He knows what the offender population thinks of his crime. And he knows that there are hundreds of people like LeGuy out there that would stab him or attempt to take his life just simply because of what he has done.
It's a little harder to deal with than what it was at first. Just had to deal with it.
You shaking Estes down now? Are you shaking Estes back down now?
Back in the shoe, suicidal offender Ronald Estes is removed from his cell while it's searched for anything he could use to cut himself. Offender Chapman, meanwhile, is confronting his own demons.
Concerning, you think that what'd you do, buy a sack lunch off of somebody?
Yeah, I did. The range runner gave me a sack lunch. And,
from who?
From Pozo, and I didn't want the orange. I sent the orange upstairs, and then he told Joe not to eat the orange. That got me scared after I done ate the 2 sandwiches. He told another man, do not eat the orange.
Okay. And your concern is that you're going to contract?
I'm going to get some kind of disease, whatever's wrong. There would be no reason why he should give it to me and then tell another man not to have it.
You have to share bodily fluids,
This
semen.
is what I'm stating now. If somebody put the bodily fluid on the sandwich and I ate it, could I get that? Yes, I could.
No, not usually. You have to understand how HIV is transmitted. And the virus is not going to stay alive that long anyway. The HIV virus, can only sustain itself outside of the body for a couple hours.
Right, but then I'm just paranoid because a man told me to eat it and then told another man no, not to eat it.
Okay, I understand that you're paranoid about that, but you...
I have a right to be, wouldn't you?
Well, it's probably has nothing to do with the HIV virus or the hepatitis virus. You were tested for HIV and hepatitis in '99. They were negative.
Right.
6/22 of this year, you were tested again.
Right.
They're negative.
Right.
Our policy is if you had no risk factors, once a year.
Right.
This does not constitute a risk factor. You cannot get HIV from eating food.
Okay.
So do you understand that?
What if they soaked the shit in there? If they soaked it in the bodily fluid or soaked a sandwich in blood and I ate it without knowing, now soaking the shit in it. That's what I'm stating.
Chapman, the sandwich you ate, was it covered in blood when you ate it?
I don't know. I just ate the sandwich.
You
I didn't
look
see
at
blood.
it?
I did not see blood.
Okay.
Now what about semen? Because semen is, and I didn't see it. Now if they put it in water, it knocks the smell out of it, and it can still soak through the meat, and you eat it.
That's not very probable.
Well,
Unless you're having sex or sharing
Well, I
needles
understand.
or anything like that, you don't need to worry about it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Now can I speak? About the beatings and the food and the problems here, about all that. They're having major problems. Officers, look and see how many lawsuits are here. Look and see how many people got lawsuits. Man in cell 601 needs to speak to you if he can. But look at all the lawsuits and the beatings and all the outside cases. It's not just here, it's everywhere.
He's going to go to Wishart. He went like 2 weeks ago, and they determined that he has a bleed somewhere.
Johnny Poe's hemoglobin count is now dangerously low, and Marla has decided to send him to the hospital for further tests.
He's been vomiting, so you might want to get the basement.
You got a basement to get outside?
Yeah, I do. Thank you. The offender's been complaining for a couple of days of nausea and vomiting. He started vomiting blood around 11 o'clock today. We tested his hemoglobin level. It was 7.9, which is really low. So we are sending him to the hospital. He went to the hospital 2 weeks ago for about the same condition. And he was up there for a couple days and then sent him back to us. They determined that he needed more testing, and we were waiting. Everything has to be pre-approved. We were waiting for those tests to be approved, and so we can implement those. But with his hemoglobin fallen, we thought it would be best just to go ahead and send him back up there. He's doing what? What are you doing?
Like I said, 2 o'clock.
Are you scratching your arm?
Like I said, 2 o'clock.
Let me see. Hurting yourself is not going to help. We're putting you back on suicide watch for 24 more hours.
They told me, I didn't tell them.
So at 2 o'clock, you're going to cut yourself. Is that what you're saying? All right.
Time is running out. It's almost 2 o'clock.
He's known to self-injure, so he'll probably do what he's saying he's going to do. He's taking his fingers, pulling the wounds apart, his old wounds that he cut last week.
Well, since last Thanksgiving, I lost my wife and daughter in a car wreck. And after that, every around Thanksgiving, it's rough on me. And I've been in prison for the last 3 years, and they came up to visit me at Westville Prison, where I was incarcerated there. They went home right in front of our trailer. Drunk driver hit him head on, killed them both. So every time it's around Thanksgiving, I cut myself and I try to commit suicide or whatever.
I don't know what he's going to cut it with because they've shaken him down. They didn't find any razors or anything, so he's very inventive. Beast Medical, Marla. Hey, I'm sorry to bother you again, but I went out there and explained everything to him. He is sitting in the floor as we speak, pulling the wound apart on his anticubicle. He said that he's going to cut that at 2 o'clock.
When I cut myself, it just released so much energy and so much thoughts and depression and whatever, because I don't know how to deal with it other ways right now.
We're going to put him in 4 points, which 4-way restraints, strapped to the bed with leather restraints for 8 hours. We can't give him any injections because he has allergies, lots of allergies to the neuroleptics, high EPS levels. So we have to go to the next thing, which would be we already got him on suicide watch. He was on close observation. We went back to suicide watch. He's still trying to pull the arm apart. So we're going to have to put him in 4 points for self-protection.
I accept the consequence if I do actually hit the artery, because each time I've cut myself, I displode the artery to my arms, and I accept the fact if I do die, that's just a fact that I have to accept, and I know the consequence.
I'm not going to close them. I'm not going to close them. Well, because she'll just get an infection. They're not that deep. They're not actively bleeding. All right?
These have a double lock mechanism on them. When you engage that, they can't get any tighter. So it helps us to not get him too tight on him, and helps him not to, when he struggles, if he does, not to get him too tight for himself.
We're going to put you down for 8, Estes. Okay? After that, you'll be on suicide watch. All right?
Yep.
You're going to leave these alone? Huh? Why do you want to move?
Can I do the other one?
No, I'm not going to do the other one.
We're going to hold myself right now.
You know something, this cell ain't built for the safety that people like to do next door. It ain't built for safety like them. Let me show you something. They say people can't kill themselves in these cells. Tie that around here. Put it around your neck and slide. Kill yourself.
Ronald Estes is placed in 4-point restraints for his own safety. The full cell extraction team is on hand to ensure there are no problems.
I'm all confused right now, and I don't know what I really want. Do I really want to die, or is it just the way I'm feeling right now?
We have a lot of self-mutilators. We work well as a team. I've been here 6 years. I'm kind of used to this environment, this in the shoe. I kind of think of it as a MASH unit, you know. They cut themselves, they rush them in here. We patch them back together. You know, we work good as a team. I'm good at it. I like it. I don't know why I stayed. I needed the job.
Day 2 of the prison's annual weightlifting championship is underway. Rebel Givens holds the state prison record for the bench press in the 220-pound division. Tonight, he's going for 420 pounds, 5 pounds above his state record.
You got it. Easy, man. Come on. Here we go. There it is. Lock up. Give me one rep. Good job.
Yeah, feel good. Feel good.
What'd you say? Can you lift any more?
Here's the rack. Did you get the rack?
He didn't wait for a rack signal. So that 420 pounds was no good. He'll have to lift on his, make his third attempt for the record.
I got it, but I racked it too quick. I got to wait for the judges to say rack. All the yelling going around, I couldn't really hear him say it. Yeah.
Noise is too noisy. So next time you go down, I'm going to ask the judge myself and tell everybody to be quiet. That way you can...
That's all right, I'm going to get it back.
Oh, yeah.
That's lightweight. That's lightweight.
The participants in this event are far from ordinary. Murderers, robbers, rapists and thugs come together in this weight room to compete. The one thing that unites them is their criminality.
This is a dangerous room, because if somebody gets out of line and don't care, take a 5-pound plate and knock you out, you know, you're done. And it's never happened yet. Nobody's used one. We had a guy come out of the basketball court one time, took a plate and was heading out the door with it. We stopped him. He was going to go out there and use it as a weapon. Offender Bell got into it with a fellow over there, and I went and got right in between them, and I probably shouldn't have. They were like face off to each other and doing this thing, you know, and I stopped that because they were both big guys.
1, 2, 3.
That day he was mad. I knew if I didn't go over and get between them two guys and they got hooked up, I was going to have to call in the troops because I wouldn't have been able to handle it. But he backed off. But, you know, once they got started, you couldn't stop them, not by yourself. But they have enough sense, too, to know that if they ever do anything in here, it's going to go down the tubes. So they protect that a lot.
Money this time. You know what time? Great, get my money this time, man. That record's gonna come off tonight. That record grade come off tonight. I'm gonna give it to him good. I'm gonna give it to him good right here. I'm gonna give it to him good.
Bell's getting his bar ready for him. Givens is now sitting on the bench. Getting Harry Lane's back, getting a hold of the bar. Waiting for the signal. Here we go. Full lock, down, pause. He's got the press signal.
Weightlifting, a lot of officers would like to take it out because they think they get big, but a big old tired weightlifter is a lot less of a threat than a little skinny guy who's out there doing nothing, walking around. Bell and Givens come in here and for an hour and a half just give it all they got. They don't have enough energy to get into any trouble when they leave here.
Yeah.
You know, the more I can get them to do, keep their mind off of other stuff, you know, this is a bad place. You know, it's a real bad place. I wouldn't want to live here.
Yeah, I got the record that time. Yeah, I knew I had to come back and get it. I couldn't hear it the first time. I had to focus in on that one. It was 4:15. I just got 4:20. We keep the records up on the board over there. The records right here. It's the record right here that I got right here. The 4:15, I got 4:20. It's been up here for a year and a half. I missed it. I tied it in the state meet, but you got to go 5. You know, you got to go a heavier weight to break it. You can't tie it. It used to be It used to be where.
I ain't got my hands on you. What y'all doing?
This may be a good night for the weightlifters, but in prison, violence is never far away.
Get in your house! Get in your house! Give me your hand! Quit resisting! I'm resisting, man! You are! Quit resisting! I'm just... They're secured. I'm just big, man. Damn, what the hell I look like? Get up!
An inmate who shouldn't have been near the gym during the competition refused an officer's order to move away. A fight broke out when the guard attempted to handcuff him, and both fell to the ground.
Yeah, let everybody know how they be doing down at Wallbad. They be black jumping on black folks. They try to swerve them down that we down here trying to hurt these folks. Get in your house! Gonna jump on me like I tried to do something to you. Don't hurt me next time. I didn't threaten your house.
After the incident, the offender, Victor Jackson, was escorted to the infirmary for counselling.
Okay, guys, anything hurt?
No, ain't nothing wrong with me.
You need medical?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I mean, he attacked me. I didn't do nothing to you.
Let me take it. I got him.
Yeah, make sure y'all get this on film. Make sure y'all get this on film. I didn't do nothing. This officer ran up and grabbed me, talking about get away from the door. So he slammed me down and put the handcuffs on me. Try to put the handcuffs on me. Like I did something to him. What y'all gonna do, take me back and beat my ass? Cause I'm black? Yeah, this the officer right here, the one you got the camera on.
Left down your left wing.
My name is Victor Jackson.
He is locking down left wing at this time. Open left lane.
Try to resist for what? I ain't did shit.
Victor Jackson is marched off to segregation, and another battle is over. But after trying to sneak a look inside the gym during the weightlifting competition, Victor has lost the support of some of his fellow inmates.
Yeah, oh, he's gonna get whooped.
I'm glad y'all take that the conflict just now.
He's been asking for that for years. Finally got it.
Next time in Wabash Valley, a violent attack on a nurse, and the results of the weightlifting competition.